Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Creative Differences podcast, and welcome to day 3 of our 2025 year in review. Actors. Speaking of actors, I'm Dallas, and I just saw a John Cena fan edit set to Whitney Houston's I Have Nothing. The wrestling community is in shambles.
Hi, I'm Gabby, and yes, I am here. Isn't that crazy?
We love that.
You probably were in the first 2 episodes too.
I know, but it's a miracle I made it to the 3rd.
Time is a construct.
3 in a row is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Cassie, and I almost forgot what Gabby looks like.
Yeah, understandable.
I'm Demi, and currently it is extremely hard for me to speak, so I probably will not be as verbose as I usually am. Welcome to another episode of the Creative Differences podcast, your one-stop shop for movie reviews, Fancast Fridays, Throwback Thursdays, and a number of other pop culture-related items. You guys can hear it in my voice. It is fading just as I am speaking. Today, we are talking about our favorite actors of 2025.
Yes, we are. Demi out here sounding like Natasha Lyonne.
I love it.
But not in a bad way.
I don't like what it comes with.
Fair. That's fair.
You need some ginger and lemon tea and honey.
I'm drinking orange juice as we record this. All right.
I mean, that's not...
Dallas, you want to give...
Okay.
Hey, the vitamin C is what I really need.
No, I'm
here.
just saying,
Dallas,
if you're trying to be the throat goat, that's not gonna...
Whoa.
that's a completely different thing that we're asking to be
You
here.
less than 2 minutes in.
And?
Cassie,
Oh, also, please like and subscribe because I'm
like
sick
and subscribe.
recording this, y'all.
We need it. Get me out here dying. Cassie's calling her a throat goat to mess over here. Help us. So yes, for those who don't remember, since yesterday, if you listened to yesterday's episode, or maybe this is your first time, I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know your story. This is a recap. This is a list. It's a top 10 list. Everyone will give their list. If someone, let's say person A has someone on their list and person B has them ranked higher, person B will say skip, and we'll talk about it when we get to person B. For example, if Cassie's number 10 is Mark Wahlberg for the movie Flight Risk, and Demi has Mark Wahlberg at her number 1, Demi will say skip, and then we will talk about Mark Wahlberg when we get to number 1. That will not happen because Cassie's list will not make it to 10.
So here's the thing. I like that that's your reason that it won't happen, and not because Mark Wahlberg wouldn't make it to number 1 on Demi's list.
You never know.
How do you know that?
Yeah, you never know.
I know you.
Well, and we know you.
ScarJo was in a movie. She's at least going to make it higher than Mark Wahlberg just for being ScarJo. Come on. Let's be for real.
That's true.
You can see Flight Risk.
Let's be honest.
You might give the
You guys don't
performance
know
of a
what my
lifetime.
list is. You guys will find out in a second.
She's like, you don't know me, but we do. Some of us have known you since they were, I don't know, since we were 12.
12, 11. I think I was 11.
People change.
Yeah.
True.
Mark Wahlberg hangs out with blacks now. People change.
Ooh.
All right, guys, let's get started.
started.
Dallas, do you have any honorable mentions?
I do. I have 5, and I could have had more, but I cut myself off at 5.
Same.
Okay. Honorable mentions, starting with Eben Moss-Backrack as Richie in The Bear and Ben Grimm in The Fantastic Four First Steps. Pedro Pascal as Joel in The Last of Us, and Mr. Fantastic in The Fantastic Four First Steps. At the time of recording, I have not seen Freaky Tales, and I will not be watching Eddington or The Materialist. We have Steven Yeun for Invincible as Mark Grayson and Mickey 17 as Timo. We have David Johnson for The Long Walk, where he played Pete McFreeze. And Omar Benson Miller as Cornbread in Center, specifically for the line delivery.
Being kind to one another.
I love that.
Me too.
Gabby, do you have any honorable mentions?
I do. I have, technically it's 4, but one of them's a twofer because of their on-screen chemistry.
Give it to me.
First is Ana de Armas because I haven't seen that many movies this year. And the reason is because I've read 75 books. So at least it's going to be more. It's going to be closer to 80 before the end of the year. And I'm going to mention that every single video because, you got to really commit with, and I did it. Boy, did I commit. Anyway, Ana de Armas for Ballerina, Pedro Pascal, for being himself.
Be a white person about it.
Sorry, I'm I don't know who would be the best. Jose Pedro Almaceda Pascal.
Yeah,
for Materialist, for Fantastic Four, and those are the only 2 that I saw him in. this year, and you know, he's just had a great year. And then a tie, it's David Cornsweet and Nicholas Hoult for their on-screen chemistry in Superman. I really liked that, you know, this particular Lex Luthor really is in love with this particular Superman.
Interesting.
And also, just because of the shenanigans that were happening during the press, I saw this video of like David Cornsweet. He wore like a sweater in the same ridiculous way, like the same outfit as Nicholas Hoult. It was just hilarious. That was a really great press tour. Anyway, so those are my honorable mentions.
All right.
I have to ask because it's polite. Cassie, do you have any honorable mentions?
Well, I was fighting for my life just to make this list. You know I don't.
All right, moving on. My honorable mentions are the cast of Superman, Sophia Lillis for All Her Fault, Jennifer Holland for Peacemaker, Madeline Brewer for The Handmaid's Tale and You, Emily Bett Rickards for Queen of the Ring.
Love it.
Usually I stop at 5, but I absolutely felt I needed to add this one. SZA for One of Them Days.
Oh,
Nice.
SZA. I love her.
We love SZA. Big SZA fans around here.
Yeah, she was so good in that movie, and I was like, nah, I feel like I need to put respect on her name because I don't think anybody was ready for how good of a performance she put down.
No, we were not familiar with her game.
Was not in that realm of work.
Yeah,
no,
not that side of it.
Yeah. Tragically, I've only seen clips, but just the clips that I've seen.
She's so good in that movie.
She's great.
All right, but that takes us to our number 10s. Dallas, what you got?
Number 10. All right. This year, this woman went from she was great in that show, and I wish I saw her in more stuff, to being in 3 movies in 2025. 2025 is the year of Julia Garner for her performances in The Wolfman as Charlotte Lovell, The Fantastic Four: First Steps as Shalabal the Silver Surfer, and Weapons as Justine Gandy. I love Julia Garner. I've loved Julia Garner since Ozark, when she was everybody's favorite character, Ruth. Like I said, I saw that she was in 3 movies this year, and I was like, I'm going to see all those movies, and I did. She's in 2 horror movies, being absolutely terrified.
Good for her.
Good for her. We love that for her.
Scream Queen.
She plays fear in such different ways in both movies. I'm like, she's a great actress. Admittedly, she has a lot more to work with in Weapons. Her character is more fleshed out, and it's just a more interesting story. But even in Wolfman, I'm like, I'm here for you, Julia, and I'm with it. I hope that wolf don't eat you in a bad way. So Fantastic Four, she was...
Oh, yeah. I loved her in that.
She was so good. And
I shipped her so hard with what's his face?
With Johnny, and I understand it. Like
I Harold.
Yo, the I Harold Galactus speech had me in a chokehold for a very long time.
Bruh. They've set it to like music, and I'm like, hell yeah.
It's amazing. And just like that, the stoicism she has, but she still has so much heart with the role. Like the way she talks to Johnny, especially. Like when she tells him that what she said is a blessing. And even when she comes down and gives her scary speech, she's telling people, be with your loved ones, die with yours, which is what her blessing means. And it's just, this is a character that easily could just be a cardboard, stoic, I'm here, he come in, run. But it's like, she gives so much more than that because she's such a great actress. And seeing her in these 3 different movies was such a nice show of her range. This isn't really part of her character, but to talk about the chemistry between the 2 characters, we get the line from Johnny, I don't tell you how to drive, don't tell me how to kill sexy aliens. It's just one of my favorite things.
I love that. I love that so much. I love that he was like fully committed to her.
As he should be. I get it. But yeah, Julia Garner, that's my number 10.
Gabby, who is your number 10?
My number 10 is Jonathan Bailey.
You got it.
Oh, damn.
All right.
No, you got it.
Okay, what a year he's had between Jurassic Park and Wicked for Good. And he was the sexiest man alive, which honestly was accurate and correct that, you know, he is, I believe, for this year. Yeah, for once they get it right. It's not just like a random pasty, ugly little white man.
Oh.
It's a hot... It's a hot white man.
Okay.
And
Cassie, do you disagree?
No, it's just like using the word pasty, and then it's just like he still is that. It's just you like this one, so
he's hot. He's actually
okay.
Hot.
I mean, listen.
They did Blake Shelton one year. I was like, girl.
I just
Blake
feel
catching
like
strays.
sexiest man alive, but every year, no.
Anyway, that's not the point. Let's move on.
Could be.
Anyway, he's had a wonderful year between Wicked for Good. He's an excellent singer. And Jurassic Park, in his slutty little glasses. You know, we're gonna get him in Bridgerton. I believe we're gonna get him in Bridgerton season 4 in next month, this month, January. So I'm excited. I love seeing him, and I love the amount of work and how prolific he's been the last few years, and also being loyal to Bridgerton at the same time, which is crazy. Like, he could have easily said, "Hey guys, I can't do it," and he did. So yeah, Jonathan Bailey.
Jurassic World is probably my favorite role of his because it's so Evie from The Mummy coded, and that makes me so happy.
That's fair. Mine is Bridgerton season 2 because of the yearning. Oh,
y'all probably ain't gonna catch me watching Bridgerton, so
Bridgerton is amazing. It gives me exactly what I want. His season is still, I think, the best season. His glow up between season 1 and 2 was excellent. Anyway, we can move on.
Cassie, did you get to 10?
Of course not.
Is that yeah? Okay, I was like, is that a no or like a?
Is it Mark Wahlberg?
It is Mark Wahlberg.
If I got into a yes, it wouldn't have been a cackle.
Yeah.
I know who I am.
I think it should be by default Mark Wahlberg. Just
don't put that evil on me.
No, I think I will because you didn't make it to 10, Mark Wahlberg.
No.
For every blank space that she has, it's Mark Wahlberg.
She have 5 Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg's gonna like happen upon this podcast and be like, "Why was I mentioned so much?"
All right. Well, I guess that takes us to me. My number 10 is Tonatia for his role in Kiss of the Spider Woman. He is phenomenal in that movie. He's playing 2 separate roles. There's one within like the real world, and then there's the role that he's playing in the fictionalized movie within the movie that we're watching. And just the way that he plays these 2 characters is so well done. The one in the real world is a queer prisoner in a dictator 1970s, 1980s. I want to say Argentina. I don't remember what country it was. The way that he plays this character, it's just so beautifully done. There's so much emotion, also so much charisma and a little bit of flamboyancy. And it's just so very interesting to watch him go from being this imprisoned man or woman. I would argue that this character is a trans woman, but I'll let other people discuss that. But
I'll put the movie on my list.
And the way that the character can go from being super afraid and super emotional within a prison cell to being so fun and flamboyant, and then also go back into that vulnerability is so well done. But then to also play a different character that has like kind of I want to say it's a transatlantic accent, but it might just be a regular American accent. But playing this character who is so suave and debonair and almost like James Bondish as Jennifer Lopez's assistant within this movie, and just these 2 very different styles of characters, and he pulls them off so beautifully and just so well, and I was so impressed by his ability to play both characters. For me, he was the star of the movie, as he should be. He is the protagonist, but like when you're in a movie with Diego Luna and Jennifer Lopez, and it's a musical on top of that, and Diego Luna has one of the biggest shows of the year, it's easy to like fall into the shadows of like these 2 big names, but I feel like he's the one that really shines and stands out in this movie. So my number 10 is Tonatia. He's phenomenal. Please go watch that movie at the very least for his performance. And yes, Cassie, I would like you to watch Kiss of the Spider Woman because I would be fascinated to know your take.
Okay, can do.
Also, pretty sure he commented on our TikTok reel when we talked about that movie.
He did.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, friend of the podcast.
Close personal friend of the podcast.
That takes us to number 9. Dallas, who is your number 9?
Number 9. This man essentially had to play dual characters in both of the roles I saw him in this year, a babyface version and a heel version, and his name is John Cena. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, John Cena for his roles in Peacemaker as Peacemaker and wrestling as John Cena. John Felix Anthony Cena. So he was the biggest babyface, which means a good guy, in wrestling, both on camera and behind the scenes for 2 decades. He has the world record for the most Make-A-Wishes granted for Make-A-Wish kids.
Love that.
Yeah, he's like everyone's hero. This year he went heel, which means a bad guy, and it was crazy. He was cutting heel promos. He called the fans toxic. He singled out one random kid in Brussels and turned that kid into a meme for weeks.
Oh no, that poor kid. But also that probably made his life.
That was a highlight of that kid's life. He was so good at it. Everyone was wondering, how is he going to do it? Is he going to be good? Can he nail it? He did. He was fantastic. He was like, I'm going to ruin wrestling. None of you deserve me. None of you deserve anything. You're all trash.
Ooh,
That's not the dialogue, but it's wrestling.
that was the vibes.
That was the vibe. Paraphrasing. And then he turned babyface again and was even more of a good guy than he was before.
That's crazy. It's giving, when Captain America was like, Hail Hydra?
Yeah.
In that one run.
A lot of people were making like, this is like when Captain America said Hail Hydra. And then that Brussels kid showed up to another show and he like dapped him up and it was very sweet and everybody loved it. Ultimate babyface.
Amazing.
Just like wrestling is like live theater and stunt work and on-screen acting all together. And by all logic, he should be sloppy and out of practice, but he's putting on some of the best performances of his career and he's 48. So shout out to John Cena.
Damn.
But also Peacemaker is so good and he plays Peacemaker in a way that makes me love that character. And I thought I would never love that character. When it's time to go off, he goes off. But when it's time to look lovingly into the eyes of Jennifer Holland, he nails that as well.
Aww.
And this giant brick wall of a man isn't afraid to look vulnerable in all different ways.
I have to appreciate that.
Yeah, he's great. One thing I have to bring up is toward the end, there's a scene where a family member of his is getting attacked and he screams stop in a way that sent chills down my body.
Get off him!
And if we're being honest, I didn't know John Cena had that in him. So I was like,
wow.
Oh, he got to go on the list because I'm in my feelings in a way that Peacemaker wasn't supposed to get me there. But yeah, shout out John Felix Anthony Cena.
He's also so funny as Peacemaker.
He's a funny dude. We're going to miss you. I'm going to watch your last match tonight and I'm probably not going to cry, but inside I'll be crying.
You know what I heard from I've heard consistently from directors and other sort of acting coach type people is that athletes are actually very good to work with because they have a culture of discipline and then taking feedback and applying. Yeah, exactly. They've been coached their whole lives.
They have a team mentality.
Yeah.
That too. So, I mean, sounds about right that John Cena was able to transition.
Yeah.
Well.
Very well.
And then be able to transition back.
All right, Gabby. Who is your number 9?
My number 9 is, again, I have not seen very much, you guys. I'm so sorry. Is Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
For
Ballerina?
Ballerina. Mainly for Ballerina. And I will be watching later this week his other appearance this year.
The Angel movie?
I haven't watched it yet. Yes, the Angel movie. So I'm I'm probably going to like him in that. Let's be honest. The entire concept of that movie is amazing.
We've been hearing it's very good from Jesse. Yeah. Jesse talks about it a lot.
He does. That's why I'm going to watch it, is because Jesse was like, it's very good. And I was like, great. And, I was an Aziz Ansari fan and he's the director. So I'm like, let's go. Anyway, my favorite part of Ballerina was when John Wick comes in, because I thought they were going to make it so that John Wick gets defeated by her. And I love that they kept that. No, he's Baba Yaga. You can't just have a new ballerina come in. Ana de Armas is great, but she's got nothing. The way he put her in her place so quick.
They also make sure that Eve is a very she is a very naive character. She doesn't know what she's doing, and it's never not that whenever she's fighting somebody.
I know, and I love that aspect of her. You can tell the first time she went on her first mission that it was her first mission. I like that you could tell.
Yeah.
I really, really, really dig that. Anyway, so Keanu Reeves, he adds so many layers to John Wick, and it doesn't feel cartoonish, which I really appreciate. And then I just love his range of work that he does, because he went from being a badass to being kind of, probably, again, I have not seen this movie yet, but I will be watching it, a kind of a goofy angel.
Nice. We love Keanu.
Cassie, do you even have a number 9?
I do not.
Would you like to tell us when you're actually going to pop into this podcast so that I can just
I want it to be a surprise. Surprise.
Okay.
All right.
Let's make bets. My bet is number 5.
My bet is also number 4.
I think
Let's go
7.
4.
Oh,
I think
Gabby,
number
you are
7.
confident.
I think 7, because she was she was fighting for her life, but I don't think she's fighting that hard.
Fine, I'll go for 6 just to make it a dead even,
Okay. 5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7.
What are y'all betting?
Bragging
Fun.
rights. It don't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm
bragging
to you.
rights.
So my number 9, my girl, Erin Kellyman for her role in Eleanor the Great. To be fair, there's a little bit of bias here, not just because I already am a huge fan of Erin Kellyman, but because I am a woman who has recently lost her mom. And so watching Erin Kellyman play a young woman who has recently lost her mom was very relatable.
I get that.
There's also something about like when you've been in that experience and you see somebody play it, and like when they're playing it so authentically, like you can feel it and it feels so relatable beyond just here's what's written, but like, oh, I've been in that situation before. I felt that feeling before. I've done that before.
Yeah.
There's like a scene where she goes into her mom's old gallery that's like still in their apartment, and like she just is looking at pictures of like her mom. She has no dialogue in the entire scene, none at all. But like you're just watching Erin's face as she's just like taking in the memories of her mom, and then like she just like starts crying, and I was like, ooh, here we go. This is like the first 20 minutes of the movie. Oh God. There's also a phenomenal scene that she has with Chiwetel Ejiofor, who is playing her father, where they get into an argument about how he has been supportive of her in this time period, which he hasn't done a great job of it, which has to do with his own grief and the way that he's dealing with the loss of his wife, and just the way that she performs in that scene. She's so good. I still believe that Erin Kellyman is like the most underrated young actor that we have right now, and I think she should be a superstar because of how great of a performer she is. But on top of just all the emotional grief scenes, she's just such a warm and likable person in this movie. Like, you understand why Eleanor's character would want to be friends with this young woman. She just gives off such warmth and friendliness. Erin is so good at everything she does. I do remember coming out of this movie and thinking to myself, is this her best performance, or is it Jade Claymore from Willow? Because I have already said that Jade was her best when Willow came out. And I was like, I think I have to give it to Eleanor the Great because she has to go to such emotional depths with this movie. Jade is still my favorite. I love my Jade. But this role, this was absolutely phenomenal work. I don't think it's going to get the attention that it deserves. And I think that Erin deserves a lot more attention than she gets. So my number 9 is Erin Kellyman for Eleanor the Great.
Nice.
And that takes us to number 8, Dallas.
Number 8. My number 8 is... So I actually was editing my list up into this morning, and this person jumped on there this morning. So this man showed up in a few different projects, and every time I saw him, I wanted more of him, and he was my favorite part of whatever project he showed up in, pretty much. It is Jeffrey Wright for The Last of Us as Isaac, Wake Up Dead Man as BP Langstrom, and Dispatch as Chase, aka Trackstar. At the time of recording, I haven't seen Highest to Lowest yet, and I won't be watching The Phoenician Scheme, but Jeffrey Wright has already showed me enough. The man is fantastic. And I didn't love this season of The Last of Us as much as I loved the previous season. It's not for like angry internet reasons, like a lot of people.
Yeah, let's clarify that.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, you don't want to watch a show read by women and the gays and the browns. Although Pedro is also, never mind. It is partially because Pedro's gone, though, because I think his chemistry and acting with Bella Ramsey is so good and what made me love the show in the first place. But this season, what I did love is every time Jeffrey Wright was on screen, I was like, I want to watch this show. I need more of Isaac. I need more of this whole dynamic that they're doing over here. He was fantastic. He shows up in Wake Up Dead Man in the very beginning and in the very end. And I knew he wouldn't be in a whole lot of the movie, but I was very upset because I was like, please come back because you're so funny with every line you give and you're so real and I love it. And last night, I stayed up until 4 a.m. playing Dispatch. Chase is by far my favorite character. And I'm a little upset that no one is talking about how great Chase is because everybody's just thirsting over Blonde Blazer. She fine as hell. Invisigal, also fine.
You have
Malevola.
the whole team, nigga. Like, who do you
Nobody's
think
talking
people
about
are going
Chase.
to talk about?
I didn't know Chase existed. And I knew about everybody else. But
I don't know what to tell you.
he's so funny. There's a line that he says where Aaron Paul, main dude, Robbie, brings his dog to the office and it's like, Chase, can you watch my dog? And Chase says, I would let everyone in here, including you, melt in the fires of hell before I let anything happen to this dog. And I was like, Chase, you're just like me for real. I love you. All of his lines have that energy. He's a crotchety old man who's not really an old man. It's superhero stuff. Jeffrey Wright, we love you. Never change. Keep having one of the dopest voices in Hollywood. Shout out Jeffrey Wright.
Gabby, that takes us to your number 8.
Yes. Okay. My number 8 is Sarah Sherman. She is a cast member on Saturday Night Live. And boy, do I love her. They generally have her playing kind of kooky characters. And she's one of my favorite cast members on Saturday Night Live right now. I feel like this last season and this season's casts have been some of the best we've had in the last decade. And she is definitely part of that reason. And then outside of Saturday Night Live, she has a really kind of interesting fashion style that I absolutely love. Very colorful patterns. She does a lot of stuff, interesting things with her hair. And she wears a lot of bright, almost kooky patterns. I love her so much. She's a very interesting person to look at outside of SNL. On SNL, she just dresses like a normal person because that's what scenes require. She's just hilarious. I'm trying to think of specific scenes, but I'm blanking right now. I should have written them down. She's one of the strongest cast members. She was a featured player starting 2021, and she joined the full class in 2023. And I've just been watching her the whole time, and she's amazing. I love her, and I hope she continues to do amazing. Yeah, I love her so much. Sarah Sherman.
Nice.
All right, Cassie, number 8.
It was non-existent.
Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
Hey.
Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
Absolutely. Exactly. Great. That takes us to my number 8. My number 8 is Florence Pugh for Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers.
Oh, I forgot that came out this year. Damn, 2025 has been a long year, y'all. I could have sworn that came out last year.
Well, as of the release of this podcast, it did.
Aha.
You right.
I knew Florence Pugh was going to be on this list from the moment I heard her say,
"Daddy, I'm so alone."
Yeah.
Ugh, every time I hear that line, my heart breaks. She's so good. I love the way that she plays Yelena's depression, her feeling of being lost and having no idea what to do with her life and what comes next. And, you know, Yelena's a character who, even if she wasn't depressed, she was raised to be a child assassin, and now that organization no longer exists. She took it out, and it's like, well, what do I do outside of that? Who am I as a person? And I think Florence just plays it so well in a superhero movie, no less. This would be a great performance regardless, like even if it wasn't a superhero movie. Like, this is just a great performance. Florence Pugh bringing her all to this character, and I can sense how much she loves playing Yelena. And it's not just the emotional moments, it's also Florence's comedic timing. It's the way that she repeats certain behavioral actions in order to show us Yelena's mental state, especially because Yelena, for the most part, is pretty suicidal throughout the movie. And there are like 3 instances where she does the same action, and each one of those actions kind of show us what her mental state is.
Yeah.
Also, her action sequences. We're talking about a woman who jumped off the 2nd highest building in the world without a stunt double. Dedication.
That is dedication.
That is sickening. So, playing my 2nd favorite Black Widow, playing one of my top 5 favorite spies/assassins in all media, we have Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova in Thunderbolts. She is my number 8.
Nice. Gabby, do you have anything weird you want to say about Florence Pugh?
Not today.
Good. Just had to give you the space.
I want to give her peace. I love you so much. Okay,
yeah,
go on.
Florence, just know that you were incredible in that movie, and I appreciate you so much for bringing my Yelena Belova to life. She's dope as hell. Dallas, that takes us to number 7. So who's your number 7?
Number 7. Speaking of superheroes, this person played the same character in 2 different shows, one of them animated. It's Charlie Cox for
Nicely done.
his performances in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man as Matt Murdock/Daredevil and Daredevil Born Again as Matt Murdock/Daredevil.
That was this year? Born Again was this year?
Very early.
Or last year?
Very early
2025?
2025.
Good Lord.
So y'all may know this about me. I love people who play dual roles, and something about certain superhero roles is that you kind of have to do that because anyone who has seen Charlie Cox in anything really, but especially in Daredevil, know how charming he is, but how brooding he can have to be when he's playing the other side. Matt Murdock is maybe the smoothest man in the world. And when he's with people, and when he's just Daredevil, he is just so brooding and emo and gruff. And he nails both sides of these perfect. There's a point when Matt is having some banter with a court worker talking about one of his clients. They have one scene together, and I was ready for that woman to be the love interest for the entire show because of the chemistry.
Wow.
And because Charlie Cox is just that smooth. I was like, yo,
damn,
Matt, I know that you got another love interest, but you and this woman.
Another? He's got
OTP.
2 others on that show.
Yeah. You know, there's a running joke about Daredevil being a hoe. And
they're not wrong.
I'm not going to say they're wrong. I'm not going to look at them and tell them that they're wrong. But
you're going to look at me and you're going to tell me.
Charlie Cox is just such a good actor. He has scenes in this, in Born Again, when he goes back and forth with John Bernthal. And that just shows the best of both of them from an acting standpoint. And when he's screaming about what happened with Bullseye and what happened with Foggy and how angry he is, and like the way that he screams that Bullseye got life.
You know he gets to breathe the same air that you breathe. You feel good about that? He got life!
Punisher's like, kill his ass. Shoot that nigga. What's wrong with you? That's not the dialogue.
Paraphrasing.
I do that a lot. You'll know that.
That's about to be the catchphrase of the episode. Paraphrasing.
Shoot that nigga. The Punisher, 2025. But Charlie Cox is fantastic. There's a reason that when we did our TV shows episode, Daredevil was ranked so high. Also, it's just a really good show, but it's mostly Charlie Cox. That boy good. That's my number 7.
Gabby, who is your number 7?
My number 7 is another Saturday Night Live cast member, which is Marcelo Hernandez.
Hey.
I'm going to be like, I knew him before. But I love stand-up comedy. And something I've done since I was like in middle school was watch stand-up on YouTube. So I see a lot of comedians before they really, before they become popular, because I just watch everything. Whatever a comedy club will put on, I will watch it because I just enjoy it so much. So he's somebody I saw and I was like, oh my God, this guy's a genius. He's genuinely hilarious. And, I was like, I could see him either being a hugely successful stand-up or on Saturday Night Live or something like that. And then 2 years later, he's on a Saturday Night Live. And I was like, oh my God, it's the guy. And and what I like about him too is because he's there and clearly he speaks very good Spanish, he has rapport with a lot of Latino actors. So now you have actors coming onto Saturday Night Live that don't speak English that are likely more willing to do so because of people like Marcelo Hernandez being able to make them comfortable on set. We had Bad Bunny host this year. Ana de Armas was on the show and she, she learned
love that sketch.
English. That dude, the one where they're like
in Spanish
in
class,
like Iowa. Yes.
¿Cuáles son tus nombres? I'm asking your names in case you don't understand.
Bueno, mi nombre es Hugo Antonio González Ramírez y esta es mi hermana.
Yo soy María Eugenia González Ramírez. Nos acabamos de mudar de aquí, de Miami, pero somos de Cuba.
And that's a joke that he told in stand-up and they turned it into a sketch. So I really like him and I like what he's done for Saturday Night Live. He's one of those standout cast members. After like Bo and Yang, I was like, I don't see anybody being this impactful because he was so big when he first came on. And then Marcelo came in and I was like, damn, like they got another one.
And then there's also like the Sabrina Carpenter thing, which he has now become iconic for. Domingo.
Yeah.
Come on. When you can go to a Sabrina Carpenter concert and still play out that sketch at her concert.
That was crazy. And it was so big. He's so good.
Impact.
He's extraordinarily hilarious. And I just loved seeing him go from the guy that was really solid at stand-up to, now he's starting to be in movies. He was in Happy Gilmore 2. Anyway, it's great. Loved him. 10 out of 10. Love Marcelo Hernandez.
Cassie. Does Gabby win the bet? Did you have a number 7?
Oh.
Marky.
All right.
I like that's going to be an ongoing joke this episode too. All right. So my number 7 is Robert Pattinson from Mickey 17.
Okay.
Yo, Arpats.
Yo, that dude is so good. The differences between every single version of Mickey that he's doing, because sure, of course, he's playing like 17 and 18, I believe, mainly. It's been a while since I've watched this movie, so excuse me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 17 and 18 that he is mostly playing. But like he also has to play like various versions of Mickey from before 17. So like anywhere between 1 and 16 he's had to do. Every single one of them is different. There's such a big gap between who 17 is and who 18 is, down to the voice that Robert is using. 17's very quirky, weird, oddball sort of voice to go with like the personality of 17 versus the very cool, very cold, a little stoic version that is 18. And then the two of them having to interact together because he is having to play his character against his character, and he does it so well, and they splice it so well together that it never feels like he's talking to like a stand-in. It feels like he is actually acting all of this against himself. So that was, I think, the first dual role of the year, perhaps.
It was very early.
It was very early.
There were a lot of those this year, though.
There were several of them. I have at least 3 of them on my list. But Robert Pattinson was one of the first ones of the year. He was definitely the first one cinematically. He just was phenomenal all the way through and was probably my favorite part of that movie. So yeah, my number 7 is Robert Pattinson for his dual roles in Mickey 17.
Yay!
Hey guys, so funny story. Around this point, Cassie's audio unknowingly stopped recording. So you will not hear Cassie for the rest of this episode. But stick around until later on, and I will be reading off her top 5 favorite actors. Yes, Dallas won the bet. And that takes us to number 6. Dallas, who is your number 6?
Number 6, we are not going very far from my last pick. There's some overlap. This man played at least 2 separate killers this year, probably 3, but I did not watch The Amateur. They're very different characters. It is Jon Bernthal for his roles in Daredevil Born Again as Frank Castle and The Accountant 2 as Braxton, probably Wolf. I don't know his last name.
Oh shit, The Accountant 2 was this year too?
It was.
Damn.
It was a long year,
Okay.
guys.
I remember because I saw it the
Good
same
Lord.
day that I saw Sinners.
Well, also, what's great about that is I actually saw The Accountant too.
Oh, look at that. Look at you seeing stuff.
Hell yeah. Woo.
So yeah, Jon Bernthal as Frank Castle is one of the best performances of our time. He's just so good. And like I said in my last entry, the scenes with him and Charlie Cox in Daredevil bring out the best of both of them in such a way that I'm just like, I hope he never stops playing the Punisher. And he's just, he's good. The Accountant 2, on the other side, he's playing another dude who likes to kill people, but he's playing it so differently. Like Braxton can be unhinged, he can be scary, he can be annoyed. We first get him in a scene that is very funny, but also shows you how scary he can be when he's on the phone and just like not having a good time.
He's like that puppy. He really wanted that puppy.
Really wanted that puppy. And he just nails all of the different sides to the character. Like, especially the scenes when he's with his brother, the bar scene with Christian dancing and just seeing all of the pride in Jon Bernthal's eyes.
Yes.
And then the rage when someone starts messing with his brother and he's ready to fight him. And and that scene is mostly hilarious. And then I think it's shortly after, maybe shortly before, we get a scene with them talking on top of the Airstream. And they're talking about how Christian doesn't outwardly portray his love for his brother. You can just see the pain. Bernthal's so good at the sad eyes. Like, he's so good at what he does. He just nails it in everything that he does. But specifically, these 2 roles for me, I'm just like, Johnny B, he don't miss when he got to play
a killer?
A killer with pain in his heart. Yeah, that's Jon Bernthal. He's my number 6.
Gabby, who is your number 6?
Yay. Okay, my number 6 is Jacob Elordi.
Skip.
For his role.
Hey, we gotta skip.
Got it.
We finally got to skip.
Woo! It only took almost halfway through.
That tends to be what happens with the actors list.
Yeah. At the end, At the end, we all have our same loves.
That takes us to my number 6. My number 6 is Ariana Grande for Wicked for Good.
Ooh.
Ariana, we're going to get you that Oscar because that door scene had no right to make me sob like that. You had no business making me sob in a theater. Oh my gosh. If you had told me a few years ago that Ariana Grande would be on my favorite actors list 2 years in a row. Last year, she was number 4. For Wicked, I'd have been like, I don't believe you, but I kind of hope you're right. And man, just like, so the first Wicked movie is a lot more of a comedic role for her, but she does have a lot of drama. For me, I was most impressed with the first 5 minutes of the first Wicked movie because that's when I I immediately had no worries because she was able to play the subtle mourning in No One Mourns the Wicked so well. And now we have Wicked for Good, in which she is just openly so emotional most of the time, but also having to hide behind the facade of this public image that she has forced upon herself. And I just think Ariana plays the facade really well, but she also plays the pain of loving somebody who you can't have in your life, but you are desperately trying to keep in your life as best you can. You can read that sentence however you'd like to. She's so good at the emotional. Like I said, the first movie was definitely more of a comedic performance from her, but this one is definitely the dramatic performance. I really hope that she gets the recognition that she deserves for it. I was like, I know you could be funny. I didn't know you could do this drama like this. Watching her perform I'm Not That Girl, the reprise, heartbreaking. Her whole performance in this movie is very heartbreaking. And as I said before, the door scene. You and Cynthia Erivo and John M. Chu owe me money for therapy. You had no right. And specifically you and Cynthia, because I know that you guys improv'd that scene during rehearsal. So how dare you? But yeah, my number 6 is Ariana Grande. And yeah, I'm hoping for that Oscar for her. I really, really am. I think she did such a phenomenal job. That takes us to our top 5, guys.
Top five.
Woo!
Dallas.
We did it, you guys. We did it, Joe.
Dallas, who is your number 5?
So this woman was already on my list, but she got extra points when she came to Hollywood and introed our showing of Sinners. It's Wunmi Mosaku.
Skip.
Hey, we gotta skip.
Skip it.
But yo, shout out to Wunmi for being at our showing of Sinners.
Shout out to Wunmi
That's
Mosaku.
crazy. I can't believe that happened.
It makes me so happy that we had to wait a week, or well, at least I kind of had to wait a week to go see Sinners because I was in Japan the week that it came out. But yeah, that was a fun little treat, fun little surprise. I still have the video on my phone. It was great.
Nice. Ooh, I gotta see that.
I will put it in here in the edit. You will not be able to hear her, but I will put the video footage on here. All right, Gabby, who is your number 5?
My number 5 is a twofer.
Ooh.
I could not separate these two. And that would be Connor Story and Hudson Williams from Heated Rivalry.
Where's Jordan when we need her?
Right? Oh my God. So Connor Story plays Ilya Rozanov and Hudson Williams plays Shane Hollander in Heated Rivalry. Oh my God. It is about 2 professional hockey players that fall in love and have to keep their relationship private because of homophobia in the sport. One of them is Russian as well, and homophobia is illegal in Russia. So there's layers to it.
Is illegal in Russia?
Freudian slip. She's hoping for that.
I don't know what I
You said homophobia is illegal in Russia.
Sorry, not homophobia. Sorry, being gay is... So a lot of these scenes are just them looking at each other because they tend to be in public spaces. So they cannot communicate their feelings. So there's so much yearning. There's so much that has to be said across the room. There's like stolen glances. There's this scene in the first episode where before they've done anything, they're doing this commercial for hockey. Shane Hollander is asking Ilya, he's like, oh, it's crazy. Like, how did they ask you? Because they only asked me a couple days ago to do this commercial. And he's like, oh, they didn't ask me. I requested you. And I was like, ah! There's a lot of texting, obviously, because they both work. So like Ilya's in Boston, Shane is in Montreal. It just, the yearning, the stolen glances, the communication that these two have between, clearly, obviously they have a lot of chemistry, they're romantic leads, but it's just so much goes unsaid, but clearly communicated. And then they also have tender moments between each other when they're actually alone together. It's just very, very good acting. There's also very steamy scenes. So I know that that's a lot of what people are talking about. It's like the steam.
Typically how that goes.
Yeah, because also like I was like, this is on TV, guys. What? So sure, the scenes are steamy. I was like, oh my God, this is happening right now. I did not expect this in episode 1, but I also haven't read the books. JoJo has read the books, and she told me that it's actually very accurate, very, very close to the books. So I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense why they did it this way then. Outside of that, they're they're very, very good actors. And then I found out recently Connor Story, who plays Ilya, who plays someone that's Russian with a Russian accent that speaks Russian, found out a week beforehand that he got the role. So he had to learn how to play hockey, learn how to do a solid Russian accent, and learn Russian with a week's notice.
Wow.
So on top of all of that, that just technical work that he did is also incredibly impressive. So that's why they're my top 5, but I couldn't separate them because they are both the leads. They are both putting in the same amount of kind of like acting, like drama to it. Amazing. Highly recommend Heated Rivalry.
All right.
All right, that takes us to my number 5. My number 5 is Sarah Snook for All Her Fault. I had a pretty good feeling in episode 2 that she would end up on my list. And then in episode like 4, she delivers the line,
My favorite thing about Milo is using him as an excuse to send you away. We weren't out of juice that weekend, and we weren't out of upholstery cleaner today. The longer we are married, the more I like it when you're gone.
and
Right.
ooh,
Damn.
ooh, I was like, and you just confirmed your spot on the list. For anybody who is unaware, you should be if you've listened to yesterday's episode, but All Her Fault is a TV miniseries about a family who deals with the difficulty of their child being kidnapped. Sarah Snook is the mother whose child is kidnapped, and that obviously means that she is going to be in emotional turmoil for 8 straight episodes. And ooh boy, Sarah Snook cries her way through this series. And that was the main reason why during episode 2, I was like, probably gonna make the list. If you cry every episode, like, you kind of have to make the list. To be fair, she's not in much of episode 7, but like still, regardless, you did enough crying in the first 4 episodes for me to be like, nah, you on the list, Playboy.
That's so much work.
Yeah, she put
That's so
herself
much
through a
work
lot.
for an actor.
Which
She got dehydrated.
I know. I was like, do you need water? I'm tired. But I feel like there's a little bit of a bias because the month before I watched All Her Fault, I watched Succession for the first time, where she plays Shiv Roy. And Shiv Roy started off as a character who I was not particularly fond of, and then ended up becoming one of my favorite characters by the end of that show, which is why I wanted to watch All Her Fault in the first place, because Sarah Snook is such an engaging actress, and she's so intense and so powerful, and that's why she is so incredibly good in this role. Also, in this role, unlike when she's playing Shiv, I don't feel like her character is an awful freaking person. Shiv Roy is an awesome character who I also find to occasionally be kind of a repulsive person. But she's really good at doing the complex. She's very good at doing the emotional. She's really good at punching you in the gut with her performance. And that's why she was the perfect person to play the lead role as a mother who you want to empathize with because her child is missing and because we have no idea what's happened to her child. But also, like, when you see the public and the media start to like tear her apart, she's so good at playing all of that vulnerability. And like I said, she's crying like almost every episode, and that's got to be exhausting. So Sarah Snook is my number 5, and I'm so happy that I watched Succession, because now I'm like, oh, this is like one of my favorite actresses to look out for now, because she is so good. And that meant that I got to watch this really, really great TV miniseries that I super enjoyed, that is difficult to watch, but also I ended up rewatching it a second time like a week later, because why not?
All right.
But that takes us to number 4. Dallas, who is your number 4?
Okay, so the moment that I knew this woman was going to be on my list is when she said, so you rob trains and banks, but you can't steal this pussy for a night.
Haley
My number 4
Steinfeld.
is Haley Steinfeld for her role in Sinners as Mary.
Oof.
I almost took
Also,
my phone out in the
congratulations.
theater and put it in right there. Like, I got to add it to the list. Also, yes, congratulations to her and Josh Allen on the recently announced pregnancy.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought we
Yeah.
were just congratulating them on the marriage. Congrats to them.
Yeah.
Big congrats. Speaking of being
No,
attracted to Haley
that
Steinfeld.
baby was in there, but let's go.
Yeah, Mary, fantastic. This is my favorite Haley Steinfeld anything.
Ooh. Hard call.
Yeah, not for me, but
For
I
now,
have
anyway.
a special
Just kidding.
connection to Sinners as
You do. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I love Sinners, but I also really love Arcane. So like,
yeah. So we have these two connections. So many lines from her that I'm just like, Haley.
Right?
I was never as.
What was it? The like coos?
It's all of them. It's all of them.
She said coos, and I was like, Haley says
I
coos.
was like, damn.
But yeah,
Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Sammy,
One of my favorite line deliveries of the year.
one of my favorite line deliveries of the year. But even immediately following that, the look on her face when she recognizes him, she says, "You're not little Sammy." Like, she's so good with her face, and it's such a nice face, and she's just so good at acting.
True.
Yep. Oh yeah. I hope she gets an Oscar nom for this.
I would love that. Also, it's not exactly a dual role, but there are differences in how she has to perform toward the beginning then versus how she has to perform toward the end. She knocks it out of the park the whole way through.
Dude, her at the end.
Yo.
We don't know.
She made me want bamboo earrings. I haven't wanted bamboo earrings since I was in middle school.
It's my favorite Haley look ever.
I can't. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that scene. That's go way off the rails.
No details. She's fantastic.
Haley great.
Great character, great performance.
Also, I'm really glad that she got to use her actual family heritage as part of the role, because that's something I've known about her for a very long time, and it was so interesting to watch people have that discovery of, oh no, Haley Steinfeld is mostly white, but she is also part black and part Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
I walked out of this movie thinking, I think Haley might be blacker than we thought she was.
Maybe.
Haley's light skin. But yeah.
She light skin. Don't worry about her.
Love light skin Haley.
My favorite meme is somebody said, how come they're in there? And they were like, don't worry about her. And it pans over and it's Haley Williams. Like her face pasted
We love
over.
Haley's out here.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Go on.
But yeah, that's my number 4. Shout out to Haley.
Woo.
Gabby, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Oscar Isaac Hernandez Estrada, aka Oscar Isaac.
I was like, where are we going with this?
I know his government name.
Of course.
He said it in multiple interviews. That's the only reason I know it. Oscar Isaac for his performance in Frankenstein. Holy moly. So what I love about this performance, and the mark of a great actor, is he made me feel bad for him at the beginning and root for him. And then I hated him by the end. And I just love that emotional arc that I went through, because I was like, yeah, let's do it.
I want the audience to know that when she said that she empathized with him, me and Cassie both tilted our heads in a, really? That's a choice.
I met at the beginning when he was like a kid and, he was neglected and he wanted to be taken seriously as a scientist.
As a child. I'll give you that.
As a child, and then his desire to be taken seriously, right? And to show that hey, I can do this. They did have me on his side up until he made that monster and he was a piece of shit to that monster. And then I was like, girl, you did this. You need to be nice to this poor innocent monstrosity that you made. What's wrong with you? Like, this is what you wanted. I was like, what's wrong with you? This is what you wanted. And also really scamming on your brother's girl. What's wrong with you?
Hussy behavior.
Yep. Hussy behavior. Anyway, so just the ability to, again, be able to inhabit that range, right? And also to carry this movie, right? He was one of the main characters. It was just really good. He gave me, ambition. He fell in love with this other character. He gave me truly monster, the true monster, obviously, we all know of Frankenstein is Dr. Frankenstein.
We don't all know that. That's why this movie had to be made.
Well, guys, in case you didn't know, the true monster is Dr. Frankenstein. And I love essentially the tragedy of it, right? I was on his side and then I ended up not on his side, and you have to have a good actor to do that shit. And Oscar, I love Oscar Isaac. Boy, can that man play a villain. And this may be my favorite villain of his. My previous favorite villain of his was his character in Sucker Punch.
Hey,
boy, I hated that man. Hated that man. This was equally, if not better.
Gabby forgot to mention that Oscar Isaac is also giving deadbeat dad in this movie.
Yeah. He's like the opposite of Pedro Pascal. Put him on the Teddy Perkins list.
We're not gonna do that. He's not even worthy of that list. That's how bad he is.
Yeah, he's a bad dad. He's like the opposite of Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is like the perfect adoptive father. He is the anti-perfect adoptive father.
Man's is trash.
But really great acting. Like, damn, you made me hate you again, Oscar. Proud of you. Good work.
Anyway, my number 4, heading back to Frankenstein, it's Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein.
Hey, let's talk about it.
It took everything in me not to say Frankenstein just now.
Frankenstein.
God, what a beautiful performance. I've been a fan of Jacob Elordi since Euphoria started. And I've talked about his performance on Euphoria as legitimately the physical embodiment of rich white privilege.
It's terrifying, that performance.
He is. His character is terrible. That's an actual monster. Whereas him playing the creature is the most lovely, pure-hearted character.
I know, he's so sweet.
And I was like, the range on this man to go from this monstrosity on Euphoria to playing a character who is just so pure.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about his performance is that, yes, obviously I know that he's having to pretend that he does not have the cognitive ability or skill as somebody who looks his age would have. But I so fully believe his performance, down to his physicality, the way that he walks, the way that he talks, the way that he emotes, feels so much like a child, like a baby. It doesn't feel like he's acting. It feels like he is just existing and being in that state.
It's an excellent technical performance.
It's so good.
And the change you see in the monster, right? And it's believable, right? And also the way that I needed him to have a hug. As a mom, that hurt my soul. That
I wanted to hug him. I was like,
poor sweet baby. I was like, oh, honey bunny, you don't deserve this. You didn't ask to be made. Ooh, you didn't ask for this. Ugh, this poor sweet. But for this actor, from his performance in Euphoria, I was like, he's terrifying. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't like it. To this, I was like, oh, wow. He's probably just a very good actor.
That man is dead in the eyes in Euphoria, but he is not that in Frankenstein, where he is playing a literal undead human being.
Yep.
Ironic.
And he's terrifying to me in Euphoria. I do not like that character. He makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, he makes me tense when he comes on screen because I don't know what his trash ass is gonna do next.
Exactly.
But no, and I'm very excited for Euphoria to come back this year, I will be honest. Mostly to see Zendaya, as most people are when it comes to Euphoria. But Jacob Elordi is such a good actor that I do look forward to watching his performance. As much as I hate that character, but I hate that character in the sense of this character is so well written that I don't like you because you're not a good person. I hate the character because you guys didn't do it properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Frankenstein, he's so good as the creature. I am really hoping that he gets an Oscar nomination for this role. I think he truly deserves it. I think it's one of the best performances of the year, just overall, period.
I agree.
He's so good. He's amazing. Yeah. And I'm glad that people are finally seeing that, if they aren't into Euphoria, or I know that some people have their issues with Euphoria, which is completely understandable and completely valid, but I'm glad that people are starting to take notice of just how good he is, especially after Saltburn as well.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that since Saltburn, people have really taken him seriously.
Yes. Because we are discussing him, I'm going to ask you, Gabby, have you seen him play Mr. Darcy?
No. Where did he play Mr. Darcy?
During COVID, there was a...
oh, yes. No, I haven't, but I will check it out.
He plays YouTube, right? Mr. Darcy, and Melissa Barrera is playing Lizzie. You have to check that out. I watched that. Yeah. And I was like, he's so good.
Carvalho is in it, right, too?
Yeah, Ali plays one of the smaller roles. She did several of those plays, as a matter of fact, just doing little side characters and supporting characters.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I will check it out.
Whole cast slapped. He was a very good Mr. Darcy. That was a Mr. Darcy that I was like, oh no, I'd fall in love with that one. He'd get me.
I'd fall in love with all of them, but I love a broody, grumpy old man.
Because I think Mr. Darcy's a little bit of a bitch. But that one I'd fall in love with. But yeah, Jacob Elordi, great actor, phenomenal in Frankenstein, one of the best performances of the year. Hopefully gets nominated for an Oscar, especially because horror movies are so often overlooked by the Academy. Yep. I say this as somebody who does not like horror movies. This one also doesn't feel much like a horror movie. It's so much more like a drama, but it's got the horror aesthetic. So,
It does.
Who knows?
It's horror adjacent. As someone that could watch it.
Yeah, they like Del Toro.
They do like Del Toro. It's a gothic drama.
That's
true.
And
I do love me some gothic dramas.
The Oscars love some Memo.
As they should. He's phenomenal. All right, guys, let's get into our top three.
Top three.
Woo! We did it.
My number 3. So this man is English, but if I didn't know that, you couldn't tell me he wasn't born in 1930s Mississippi. It is Delroy Lindo for his role as Delta Slim in Sinners.
Wait, I'm sorry. Delroy's British?
He is.
Yeah.
He was raised in England. He lived there till he was about 16. But Not anymore. He is from 1930s Mississippi.
For real. That's
this
crazy.
man is so great in everything he ever does, and I'm so glad that he was in Sinners. Like,
I'm sorry. This is like finding out that Bobby Caldwell's white.
Bubba Caldwell.
That's hilarious.
I'm not gonna be over this for a while. I'm so sorry.
Take
Continue.
your time.
Continue.
Take your time.
I'm
Compose yourself.
in shock.
Compose yourself.
In shock. Continue.
Yeah, and just think about that next time you see a clip from Sinners, and you just see him being so authentically Mississippi. All of his lines, like the way they introduce. There's a reason that he gets a hero intro shot while he's just playing a harmonica, because it's Delroy Lindo, and they know he's about to give one of the best performances of the year. The scene where he's in the car talking about the lynching and how he has to stop himself and just transitions into like music and humming because he's overwhelmed. That one scene was enough to put him on the list, but then he has moments throughout the movie.
Yeah, from my understanding, some of that is improvised as well, if not all.
Yeah, that's what I heard, which is crazy.
Oh, the talent.
He's so good. Oh, he's so good. He's so good at everything. The garlic scene where he's being hilarious, even in this tense moment. The scene where he looks at Sammy and says, or he looks at everybody. He says something like, I've met the devil before, and if he wants to get through you, he has to go through his old buddy Delta Slim, and that goes for all of you. And it's just like, this old drunk man is ready to be a hero, and he does it. I've never seen a Delroy Lindo performance that I watched and wasn't like, this is amazing. And this is no different. He's great at everything. I think part of the impressiveness about that scene that you said is partially to completely improvised is the fact that he is English. And he did come to America earlier in life, so he has like an understanding of it. But people always talk about that difference between African-American Black people and Black people of other parts of the world. And
the rest of the diaspora.
He falls right into it, and he falls right into it perfectly. One of the best actors ever. Shout out Delroy Lindo.
Gabby, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Wunmi Mosaku. Did I say that right? Yay. Okay. So. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So for her performance in Sinners, I hope she gets an Oscar nom, but
I would love that.
I don't think she was nominated for the Golden Globe, so my hopes have died a little bit. But
was she not? I could have sworn she was.
Oh wait, was she?
I think she's nominated with Ariana Grande.
I was torn between putting her as number 2 or number 3, but I ultimately put her as number 3 because my number 2s had more technical work. But she broke my heart in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there was so many layers. When she asks Smoke to kill her, like if shit goes down.
Yeah.
And then when she finally was like, do it, I was, oh. And then at the end when they're with their baby, oh my God. Oh. As a mother. Yeah. Also, as a mom that lost, like I lost a baby. So like you don't stop being a mom.
Yeah.
Even when you lose your baby. So just, and I don't know if she's a mom or not, but like the layers and just the intensity and just, oh, she broke my heart. She was so good.
Sorry, I got it mixed up. She wasn't nominated for a Golden Globe. She was nominated for a Critics' Choice Award.
Ooh, we still got hope. Okay, my hope is still alive.
I knew I saw her name next to Ariana's somewhere. I was like, no. She's got supporting nomination in an award show recently. It wasn't the Golden Globe, so it was the Critics' Choice.
Fingers crossed. Critics' Choice is still important. And they're campaigning. They're campaigning hard for Sinners. I've seen them do. I've seen them. Anyway, she's so good. The difference between her performance, Haley's performance, obviously helped Michael B. Jordan really get in there and play different people. But hers specifically, she broke my heart. And she was also a badass.
She was, and I love it.
And I'm going to let you talk a little bit.
It's one of my favorite things about her performance. Also, let's start this off. 2 things. 1, I have a correction to make. My favorite Haley Steinfeld thing is Spider-Verse. Forgot about that.
I was going to bring that up earlier, too. I was like, Sinners? Really? There's like things.
Well, that's why I said for now. I was like, because there's one more. We have 2 more Spider-Verse movies left.
We don't need another one. We know.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
After the first one. But also, Wunmi, also English. The English people are coming into Sinners and just still in the show. I love it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
She had a training from Lovecraft Country, though.
It's not her first time, but still excellent.
Like the way that Gabby talks about her being a badass is that she is a love interest in this movie, but she's so much more than that. Like she's the one who knows everything about vampires and haints. She's the safe space for the kids in the community. She's the strong voice. She doesn't shrink herself for the men around her. Like that scene when Cornbread tries to get back in could easily just be Smoke being the leader and the strong one and be like, nah. But she's the one saying,
why you can't just walk your big ass up in here without an invite, huh?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that whole scene, if she even says, and it kind of points out, like, in case anyone thought this is just a love interest or this is just like a woman to like be an emotion piece for the men, he talks to Smoke and she says,
Don't talk to him. You're talking to me right now.
Yeah.
And it's just such a powerful delivery and such a powerful character. Every line. I have a lot of people from Sinners on my list if you guys haven't noticed. But for all of them, it's like every line they give, even the less intense, different kind of intense lines. Like when she's first talking to Smoke and he says, I'm through with Chicago. And she says, is Chicago through with y'all?
Ooh.
It's like she just makes everything hit so well.
Also, I feel like she was there. I mean, she was kind of a point of conscience for them, right? Like they weren't just coming back, and she wasn't just letting them come back, right? She was like, you have to answer some questions here.
Yeah.
You can't just show back up here. And like Haley's character was more like, hey man, you can't just abandon me. But she was like, hey, you can't just come back in here, right? You have questions to answer. You can't just come see your baby and not see me, right?
Yeah.
Which I appreciated that angle and that choice. For her character.
I do want to say that, like, I mentioned Lovecraft Country earlier, which is the first thing I think most of us probably, well, no, Batman vs. Superman is the first thing most of us probably ever saw her in. But Lovecraft Country was the first thing we probably ever saw her star in.
Right.
And these are both period piece characters from the South. And they're so very different characters. Like, even though they are women who are very, like, I want to say upright and proper, but that doesn't feel like the right description, but like they're respectable women in their own rights, but they're both very distinctly different. And the fact that Woon Mi was able to play both of these characters and that they seem so distinctly different from one another outside of just the writing, but also within her performance is a testament to how talented of an actress that she is.
Yes.
Yeah, she's great. We love her.
She's so good. Also, I liked her in Loki. She was great in Loki.
I love her in Loki. She's one of my favorite parts of that show. Okay, I guess that takes us to me. Cool. My number 3 is June Squibb for Eleanor the Great. So first off, that woman is like 90 years old and like is killing it. Like, she's 90 years old. And also, again, one of the best performances I think of this year. And I think it's going to go highly underrated and highly like under the radar. But the performance she gives is incredible. She has a very humorous performance and she's so warm and she feels so likable as a person that when her character does something that is completely heinous and definitely something that a lot of people might consider to be irredeemable, and I talked about this in the review, she somehow makes it that you can still feel empathy for this person and you can still understand how grief can mess with people's decisions and how it can occasionally be the reason why they make bad decisions. I don't think that the movie really like absolves her of the bad thing that she does, but I think it does ask for us as people to offer empathy to those who have lost and to maybe try and understand them more. But like I said, her performance is just incredible. Her balance of the drama of the movie, of the grief, of all of the emotions, and also just like with her being like 90 and this character being that age, you have this perspective of aging. And what is it like to age with somebody and then to lose that person and then to you yourself be so close to death, knowing that these are the last few years of your life, right? And like, how do you make the best of that? And also, how do you get through grief at such an older age when you've lost somebody who has been by your side for years? And mind you, the person that she loses isn't even her husband. It's literally just her best friend since they were young adults. Her performance is just so beautiful, and she balances that drama really well with her comedic timing. For a woman who is 90, her comedic timing is so freaking on. It's insane how funny this woman is.
She's 96.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
she's
like
96,
but she's so funny. Like, this is legitimately one of the funniest performances that I've seen all year, on top of being like one of the most dramatic and authentic portrayals of grief this year as well. She feels like your grandma, and I like that. Even when she's doing a horrific thing, it's just like, come on, grandma, let's not do that. Grandma, I don't want grandma to be sad though. Come on, guys. I came out of that movie just fully blown away by her and by Erin Kellyman. So my number 3 is June Squibb. And that takes us to number 2. Dallas, who's your number 2?
Number 2 is the man who had the whole hood river dancing this year on the rocky road to Dublin. It's Jack O'Connell as Remick in Sinners. It's been a while since I liked the villain this much. There's not a lot of better feelings for someone who's really into movies than going into a movie, not knowing an actor and coming out being like, I love that actor.
Yeah.
And I did not know Jack O'Connell. And now he's one of my favorites. Like, he's so good.
Meanwhile, I've known him for years because of Skins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he was on Skins. Dude, Skins be putting out some hitters. Daniel Kaluuya. Bro,
was
he
it
was
Dev
on
Patel? Was
Nicholas Holt.
Dev Patel, Kaya Scodelario.
Dev Patel.
A lot of the Brits came out of Skins.
So many went through Skins. I mean, it was a long running, but damn, just when you find out where they started.
Had 6 seasons. I wouldn't call it long running.
I mean, for a British show, that's long running.
I don't know the intricacies of British television.
Continue, Dallas.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, back to America and our movies. He's so good. The charm, the menace, the bars. He got so much Irish music on my music recap this year.
I know. I was like, damn, you were listening to Hozier too? Who are you, me?
In Ireland. But like I keep saying, every line performed by every character in this movie, the way that he responds when Smoke says, "Are y'all clan?" and he goes,
"Yep." He's like,
he was appalled.
He was like, "I'm trying to eat you, but I'm not a racist."
I am not.
He's like, "I draw the line at racism."
Exactly. I'm fine with murder, but I draw the line at racism. The delivery of Sammy every time he does it killed me. Remick does a lot of code switching, how he is predominantly using a Southern accent and then switches to Irish when he says the Lord's Prayer, which he first heard back in Ireland, and talks about like the men who took his father's land. This character is so layered,
English,
and it requires the performance to be so layered. It's just one of the best villain performances I've seen in a long time. We're in the climax of a horror movie, and it's such a tense moment, and he gets hit with a guitar, and he goes, "It's," it's like, but it works because of the performance so far. Like, he's a funny character. He's not any less scary for being funny, but he is funny, and he a freaky ass nigga. Like, he tells Chow, "I know the way you like to be licked." That's an insane thing to do. He says it in her native language.
Yeah, I know. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
Insane.
Because they have like a hive mind, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I can't think of another villain in recent memory who talked about eating pussy in a horror movie.
Well, to be fair, Sinners got a lot of cred because
they got a lot of that.
Just in general, movies don't be talking about eating pussy. So why do I keep saying make movies horny again? I would like to remind
doing
you.
it because we got a nice scene of that too. I'm like, y'all are eaters, and I love it.
Shout out.
Ryan Coogler had an agenda.
Shout out to the eaters. Yeah. If you heard our movies episode, this undoubtedly came up a lot. But yeah, Jack O'Connell's fantastic. Remick is fantastic. Sinners is fantastic. Just watch Sinners, and every line from Jack O'Connell will be like, "Oh, that's why he's on Dallas's list." That's my number 2.
Fun fact about Jack O'Connell. So Alden Ehrenreich is an actor who I've known mostly, like the first thing that I ever really saw him in was Beautiful Creatures, which is based on a novel that I love. Jack O'Connell was originally set to play the character that Alden played. And I remember this because it was a huge deal when he got recast in the fandom.
Wow.
Damn.
Jack O'Connell has come up several times in my life. Gabby, what is your number 2?
Nice.
Oh, my number 2. Okay, I'm gonna need Dallas's help with some of these. One of these pronunciations. I think you'll be able to help me. Is Adam Scott, Britt Lower, and then I think her name is Deachin.
Her name is Deachin Lockman.
Deachin.
Thank you, Deachin Lockman. Thank you so much. So it is Adam Scott, Britt Lower, Deachin Lockman, and the entire cast of Severance.
Oh yeah.
Y'all had me yelling at the television like a crazy person. But also, so the reason why I put them over One Me was they also have to play multiple people, right? They have to play 2 different characters. My favorite, obviously, the season finale was the most clear when Adam Scott had to go from one to the other, right? So quickly. Yeah. Holy moly, what a marvel. And also when Deachin Lockman had to also switch between those 2 and then trust him and then not, and then amazing. Same with Britt Lower. All of the people that are innies and outies, good lord. And what I want to know is, how do y'all keep it together? I mean, obviously, there's a filming schedule, etc., whatever. But holy moly, so good. Such talent. What a technical marvel that show is. And everybody's putting their whole foot in their performance.
They're all fantastic.
Yeah.
I almost had Tramell Tillman on my list, and I had to take him off at the last minute. Tramell Tillman is fantastic. And the performance he gives with the inexplicable HBCU marching band.
Dude. Also,
so
when
good.
he runs out that room, when he sprints
He was
out
doing
that
a Tom
room,
Cruise run.
right?
And then was in a movie with Tom Cruise.
And then was in a movie with Tom Cruise.
It was a Cynthia Erivo-esque run.
Shout out to Tramell Tillman.
He's also incredibly talented. He is terrifying. And his performance is also multi-layered.
Yeah, definitely.
Just in a slightly different way. Oh my God. I want him to be successful, and I want him to be in everything.
Well, he's going to be in the next Spider-Man movie.
I know.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's working.
Also, while we're naming people, Zach Cherry, my favorite part of Severance. Got to give him a shout out.
He's so funny.
He's delightful.
Yeah. Everybody in that cast is putting in work. They deserve all their accolades. Adam Scott, I love that finally Adam Scott is like, everybody's like losing their minds over him. Yes. Finally. In 30 years of him being an actor.
Yes.
I love this peak for him. Yeah, I have not yelled at a TV the way that I yelled at the season finale. Also, Mark S., you could catch these hands. You could catch these hands, sir. But I have not yelled at the TV like this since, I think, season 6 or 7 of Game of Thrones, when I was watching a dragon die.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Also, speaking of Adam Scott, real ones know he was Griff on Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
That's where it all starts for me with Adam Scott.
Mm-hmm.
He was great.
Yep, same.
So, number 1, Dallas, since you mentioned Zach Cherry, you should check out Fallout, because he plays a secondary character on Fallout.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, he's a little cutie patootie in Fallout.
He is. And then number 2, it is so crazy and so cool to hear Deacon Lockman mentioned, because I always forget that she's on Severance. Even I've got to finish that show.
It's so good.
It's also really funny right now because the show that I discovered her on, the DVDs that I have for that show are sitting right next to me right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, is it Dollhouse?
It is indeed Dollhouse.
Nice. I was like, it's going to be Eliza Dushku.
Well, I just also got these DVDs back for the first time in like 10 years or something like that. Probably longer than that. But also, funny story, Deacon Lockman, I actually saw her at ArcLight once while I was working.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Only reason I did not disturb her is because I was working. So,
fair.
So me and Dallas, I'm assuming, are about to do our yearly pattern.
That.
My number 2.
I hope so.
Is Michael B. Jordan for Sinners.
Skip, we did it.
And Skip.
Oh, look at that.
Hey guys, you have made it to round number 1 for our favorite actors of the year. But before we get into that round, I'm going to tell you guys Cassie's top 5 actors of 2025. So let's kick it off with number 5, Cooper Hoffman for The Long Walk. Number 4, Io Adebari for The Bear. Number 3, the actors who play the hybrids in Alien Earth. Number 2, Lucian Buchanan for Chief of War. And number 1, Jennifer English for Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Thanks for sticking around this long. Now let's get into our number 1 picks. And that takes us to our number 1s. And you guys can already guess who Gabby and Dallas's number 1 actors are.
Well, you know who it is. Let's talk about Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about him.
Every line delivery from Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm convinced that this man has a twin we didn't know about because
Michael C.
Yeah.
That's definitely Michael. There's a Michael C. That's him.
There's a Michael C. Jordan.
He played these twins so distinctly.
Yeah.
I repeatedly forgot he's not 2 people.
One of my favorite things about watching people react to Sinners who, like on YouTube, who knew nothing about that movie is the look of shock when there is a reveal that there is a second Michael B. Jordan in this movie. I remember coming out of that movie and feeling like his dual role is so good that it reminded me of being a kid and watching The Parent Trap and thinking Lindsay Lohan was a twin for so many years until you realize she's not.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Except I already knew Michael B. Jordan isn't a twin.
Right.
Yeah. He's so good.
We thought we knew that. Turns out there's a Michael C.
What I like about it is even if they were wearing the same clothes, probably you could tell who was smoking, who was stacked by how they would stand, how they would look.
Their demeanor, their facial expressions, the fact that Stack smiles.
Yeah.
Fair.
And like, well, I don't think smoke was a mean expression. I think smoke was more like,
I'm thinking about it. And I can't remember.
More turmoil.
I can't remember Smoke smiling.
He's serious. Yes. Smoke is.
He stands on business. He's about his business.
Smoke is pretty
Smoke
stoic.
is like, stoic and serious. And there's pain there, right? He's lost his family versus Stack that like the world is his oyster a little bit more, right?
I will say, and one thing I do love to point out is that he does get at least one smile. And it's one of my favorite moments is when he teaches the girl how to negotiate for her money.
There we go. That's a good one.
And the fact that this character will only smile at this kid who he is teaching because he loves like providing for his community, even if he has to shoot somebody. It's like it says so much for the character. But Michael B. Jordan, man, the subtle differences and not even that subtle differences between these two characters.
And also, I'm gonna say it. Not me. I was like, how's he going to do this? I don't know. Can he? I'm so sorry, Mr. Michael B. Jordan. I was not familiar with your game.
Familiar with this game?
I was unfamiliar with the game. I apologize that I even doubted you for a second because good Lord.
I feel like this isn't even arguably his best performance in a movie. Like, I'm pretty sure it is his best performance. The only thing that I could think of that could possibly stand up is his performance as Eric Killmonger. But like, even then, I'm like, he's playing two characters here and they're both so distinctly different that I feel like this is definitely the best one.
I feel like aside from like the performance, but like the technical marvel of him having to accomplish this is also like something, I mean, I've been saying that a lot, but because a lot of people played multiple characters this year, but just the ability to be able to do, that's why I think it brings it over the edge.
But also on top of that, both of these characters have a love interest and he has chemistry with both of them. Sometimes you might come into a situation where like there's more chemistry with one actor than there is with the other actor. But in this situation, it's like, no, he has chemistry with both Haley Steinfeld and with Wunmi Mosaku. And like,
and even
100%.
off screen. Yeah. Because they did there's this thing called
I love the on the street interviews, like how did you meet your partner or whatever, but they did it in, as their characters. And it was very cute. They did it separately and it worked for both, even off screen, even just casual. And like that, I mean, who wouldn't have chemistry, with Mr. Michael B. Jordan? But for him to have chemistry with you, right? I'm still waiting for my Margot Robbie, Michael B. Jordan movie after that one interview they did because the chemistry was insane. But no, like he has such great chemistry with both of these actresses. He's got great chemistry with everybody in the movie, but a lot of us came out of that movie talking about these different relationships that he had with these two characters, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, his distinctive personality for both characters, the way that he has chemistry with everybody, just everything that he does in this movie, it's a masterclass in acting, I would say. And also just proof to all those people who have always doubted whether or not Michael B. Jordan was actually a good actor.
Yeah.
Like, he's incredible. He's such a good actor. And I think even more so, to boost up his ego even more, is that Ryan Coogler said, like, in an interview, somebody asked him, like, what's it like to direct the stand-in for Michael, who's playing on the opposite end of him? And Ryan was like, well, Michael is directed now, so I left that to him to just to kind of guide that performance so that he can do his performance on the other end of things.
Wow.
Michael has leveled up so much as an actor, also from being a director, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Also, Ryan's his homie, so
Love
That's true. I mean, they've built trust over a decade. They've been, Fruitvale Station came out in 2014, and they filmed at 2012, 2013, over a decade of working together.
My favorite Hollywood power couple.
Yep.
It's a good one.
I do want to add one final thing that is also crazy to me. So Michael B. Jordan had to be rigged up with multiple cameras at once, right, to capture his full face so that they could do the
dot thingy.
CGI. No, like
the facial capture.
Yeah, the facial. Yeah. He was in a full rig, also doing physical acting.
Yeah.
Just so like it's hard enough, I think, to picture somebody acting their heart out with just a camera in front of them. But now imagine you're wearing a rig and also you have to do a full performance. Just the idea of that is also, again, marvelous and talented AF. And
so
good on you, Mr.
One of my favorite things to do while watching Sinners, because this is a movie I have seen multiple times. I saw it 3 or 4 times in theaters and tried to see it in IMAX as often as I could. So obviously it's the I lied to you scene. That's legitimately obviously. One of my favorite things to do during that scene, though, is to get to the end of that one shot when you're seeing everybody dancing together, because you can clearly see Michael B. Jordan dancing with Haley Steinfeld. And I'm like, so who's the stand-in that they got dancing with Wumi Masaku in the same shot, like not too far away from them?
Yeah. Man, he's so good. I think Gavin mentioned like the pain in Smoke, and there's a lot of it, but just the way that he can act without saying a word. One of my favorite moments in the movie is when Stack first hears Sammy sing in the car.
Yeah.
And the look he gives him, like so much pride and love for his little cousin, which is like,
also,
oh my God.
We finna make some money.
Also, we gonna make some money. But like that, and then contrasted with like the look on Smoke's eyes when his brother is attacked by that snow bunny. Like, it's just such a different.
When he's on the other side of the door and they're like, leave him in there, that's not your brother. Oh my God.
Hey, now, in that time period, she would not have been a snow bunny.
She would not be considered a snow bunny, no.
She was hiding as a snow bunny.
The wolf in bunny's clothing. I don't know the phrase that they had for that. But he's so good. That whole scene, the best thing about me was him, the pain when Stack is on the outside and Smoke just kind of like instinctively moves toward his brother and they have to pull him back. Like these little moments where he doesn't have to do a lot of bombastic acting, which obviously he can because Stack is very bombastic, but like Smoke is a lot more withdrawn, and the way he can nail both of these in the same movie at the same time is just so good and so impressive.
And probably on the same day too, like just going over, changing costumes, coming right back out. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, he killed it. But yeah, I am very glad that we can put to rest the is Michael B. Jordan actually a good actor questions.
I can't believe people have that question. He is, girl.
They
like,
have, and I've wanted to fight every single time, but I don't.
Now, I know I had a moment of hesitation, but I was like, how's he going to do it? But like, you know, he's still good.
Yes. I'm going to say if there's any understandable hesitation, which there isn't, but if there was, this is a dual role. So like, this isn't just like, do I think he's a good actor? This is like, do I think he can pull off playing these two brothers? Yeah. And he did, because he's great.
Yep.
But yeah.
Exactly.
That's my number one.
Woo!
All right, guys, that leaves us with my number one to finish us off. I'm going to forewarn you, I'm going to go over my time because of the amount of work that this person did this year.
Oh.
Let's start this off with the only reason Michael B. Jordan was not my number one is because this actor portrayed 5 characters in one shot. My number one is Cynthia Erivo for her guest's role on Poker Face, for Jesus Christ Superstar, and for Wicked for Good. She was number 4 on my list last year. Let's go in order, shall we? Poker Face, 5 characters. 5 freaking characters, guys, and like 4 of them interact with each other at one time. Like,
damn.
And one of them is like using a French accent or something?
Yes.
She treated us like trash, especially Amber. Oh, I wish I would have taken her more seriously. You do? Well, she was a hard person to take seriously. We could have tried, though, even with her hammy acting. Oh, merde. Oh, Amber. I thought she won a People's Choice Award in R3. Weak year. It was a weak year.
It's insane. I remember watching that episode and being like, how? Why? 5 characters is an insane amount of characters to play in the span of 1 hour. And she's so good at it. Every single one of them is distinct. And I think one of my favorite things is that I feel like Cynthia Erivo as a person comes off as somebody who probably wouldn't dig into the absurd. And what I love is that this episode completely proves that wrong, because that character that we were talking about that has a French accent, that wasn't even written in the script. That was something that she created for that character. That was part of her process of creating this particular character. Well, how do I make this one different? Oh, she taught or took lessons in Quebec for a year. She's going to speak with a French accent now. Like, that's the identity that she's put on.
So funny because the rest of them are like, you're not even French. You work in Quebec for a year.
It was great. But then she's got like the one who's very sensitive to criticism, who is kind of the one that we follow for most of the episode. We've got another sister who's like super chill and relaxed, but doesn't seem to know what she wants to, like, she seems a little lost in life, but she clearly has an idea of what she wants to do with her life, who is another main sister that we follow for a while. There's Felicity, who is the one who gets killed. She's super cool and just like definitely the sister that you would want to be had you known her. And then there's the DJ sister who like should be the cool one, but really isn't. But it's just so fascinating like watching her play all these roles and just her acting process and getting into all these characters, and not just these characters but other characters that she's played as well, was just a fascinating thing to see. But that's just the start of the year, was that one guest starring episode where she played 5 characters. And then I got to see her in Jesus Christ Superstar at the Hollywood Bowl. Truly honored to have just been in that audience to witness her act and sing. But she played Jesus Christ, and
just crazy.
It was crazy. It was also my first experience with the show Jesus Christ Superstar, and just her portrayal of Jesus is so empathetic. As a human being, you can see yourself in Jesus as like a person, and just like this exploration of like of what that type of fame is like, and what it would be like to have people fawning all over you who believe that you can heal them and stuff like that, and how daunting that would be as a person. As somebody who grew up in the church and works at a church, you tend to hear a lot that there is no conflict, there is no obstacle that Jesus did not face that we have not faced ourselves. And I feel like Cynthia Erivo, she portrays that in her performance as Jesus Christ, and I think that makes like Jesus even more relatable as a person, which is probably a weird thing for people to like hear, and some people might think that that's blasphemous, but I think it's actually very important for believers to see themselves in Christ in some human way, and I think she did a really good job with that. Also, because she is so small, and I think she spends the whole show like basically barefoot, when you do see people who are begging for Jesus Christ to heal them, and they're like crowding around her because she's so small, it feels all the more intimidating and daunting, because how do you not drown in all of that? How are you not buried in it? It's got to be so much pressure. The weight of it must weigh so heavy, and I feel like you feel that throughout the entirety of her performance as Jesus Christ Superstar. I really think the Hollywood Bowl should release like the pro shot of that. I know they filmed it. They should release the pro shot, because her performance is phenomenal and spectacular. And then we have Wicked for Good. She plays my favorite version of Elphaba ever, probably amongst stage and screen. I adored what she did in the first movie, and how she played Elfie as soft but strong all the same. And just this second movie, her going full revolutionary, but also coming to terms with the fact that she has maybe dived in a little too fast. And her beginning to question her own motivations. Was I really seeking good or just seeking attention? Cynthia Erivo just did such a great job portraying Elphaba. This is a character that I've always kind of related to in some fashion, and seeing Cynthia play it makes me relate to the character even more. Her performance across this year are just, these are 7 very different characters to play in a year.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I love Elfie. Elfie's one of my favorite characters. Again, the door scene, therapy, please. You owe me. But also there's such a subtlety in her acting as well. There's a scene at the end, I think it's right before they sing For Good, where Chistery comes and gives her something of Fiero's. If you're watching her performance, you could read it as her just taking what she says at face value, like that's what she means, and that she is grieving in that sense. The layer that she has underneath it, like if you're really paying attention to it, the words that she's not saying out loud, it's spoken so loudly in her face, but it still feels so subtle. She's so good at that, and I was very impressed by just that very subtle moment. But again, that's before the door. That was before I started sobbing in the theater. Cynthia Erivo has astounded me all year, from the beginning of the year, because Poker Face started in like January or February.
Yeah, early.
Yeah, Jesus Christ Superstar was in like August, and Wicked for Good closed out the year in November. So the entire year of Cynthia Erivo was phenomenal, and that is why she's my #1 actor of the year, because man, she put in work this year, and this isn't the only list that she'll end up on. You'll hear about it some more. So that is my #1, Cynthia Erivo, killing the game. Proud to say it. Been a huge fan since that one Todrick Hall music video album that she was in.
Deep cut.
Damn.
Very deep cut.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Oh my God, I loved you in that Todrick Hall video.
And she's only in one number. That's the funny part. I loved you in Forbidden. That's it, guys. We made it through our top 10.
We made it through our top 10.
We did it.
And Cassie's top 5.
Woo.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, audience. Y'all listen to the whole thing? That's crazy. If you did, good looking out.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you, as always, to Crown Digital, Brandon, and Aya for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. To me, thank you for editing and putting us on YouTube and fighting through your exhaustion. And Macy, great voice to be here. Just kidding. Your voice doesn't really sound that bad right now.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. You sound good. Gabby, thank you for making it to 10, even though you didn't watch a whole lot. Because what kind of person wouldn't bring 10 names to a top 10 episode? Like, who would do that? I don't know what kind of person would do that.
2 years in a row, too.
As always, audience, you can reach us in the comments. Please do that. Or you can hit us on Instagram and Tumblr at Creative Differences Podcast, Facebook.com/Creative Differences PC, or TikTok at Creative Differences Pod. If you want to talk to me about John Cena's career ending, find me on Instagram or serialize.
He has a wrestler. Hold on. Whoa.
Wrestling career. My bad. Yeah. Wrestling career, not acting. Important distinction. You can find me on Instagram or serialize that at King Named Simba.
Hi, I'm Gabby. You can find me on the Instagrams at Stegosaurus.
Hey guys, you guys can find me on Letterboxd at Demi Joie, Joie spelled Joie. Thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow. We will be talking about something a little different than we usually do in pop culture. We will be talking about our top 10 favorite music artists of 2025.
Woo-woo.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yay.
It'll be fun.
Thank you, audience. It's been different. Bye.
Bye.
All right. I'll understand if you don't all have an answer to this. But speaking of acting performances, what is the best performance of the year where someone spits in someone's mouth? My pick is Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld.
I don't know. He did Rivalry. Had a good one.
Didn't expect another answer. Cool.
Actually, I'm gonna give it to Haley, but I don't actually remember if he did Rivalry had one.
Oh, wow. You making stuff up.
She was about to get more viewers for that show, though.
You don't need my help.